Urban Meyer's ability to attract and develop top talent at Ohio State is unrivaled by Buckeye head coaches of the past. Since his arrival in 2012, Ohio State has churned out well over 40 NFL draft picks, including a dozen alone in the 2016 NFL Draft. Drawing on all those talented players, whether only coached by Meyer, or both recruited and coached by him, I attempted to assemble a starting defensive lineup working under the assumption I had one college game to win and could only pick from guys to have suited up for Ohio State from 2012 to present this unit. Comes on the heels of last week's effort to pin down the all-urban offensive starting unit. As for the defense, let's get to it. Defensive tackles. This one came down to 4 guys for 2 spots, and though it worked out, I also wasn't worried about making a distinction between a true nose guard and a tackle. My final 4 consisted of Michael Bennett, Jonathan Hankins, Adolphus Washington and Dre'Mont Jones. Plugging the middle, I had to go with Hankins on the strength of a 2012 season in which he earned second-team All-American honors and a first-team All-Big Ten nod. The dude was an absolute freak, capable of not only tying up multiple blockers but ably stopping the run and even bull rushing the passer. His talents earned him a second-round selection in the 2013 NFL Draft courtesy of the New York Giants. At defensive tackle, in a decision I'm guessing many of you will argue against, I went with Jones over Bennett. I love Bennett for what he gave to Ohio State, especially down the stretch in 2014. 4.0 TFL and 2 FF against Wisconsin ring a bell, but I feel like Dre'Mont just needs a full 2018 season to prove he belongs on this team. If you disagree, blame it Jones. He pushed me over the top on this pick. Dre'Mont Jones might be seen as a bit of an upset pick to start at defensive tackle by some. Defensive ends, another position of gluttony. Names like Sam Hubbard, John Simon and Noah Spence didn't make my final 3 vying for 2 defensive end spots. Instead, Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa and Tyquan Lewis were the last 3 standing. Obviously Joey is the easy anchor pick after a 2014 season featuring 13.5 sacks and 21.5 TFL to go along with 2 Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year awards and 2 All-American selections. That left Lewis and the younger Bosa for the other spot, and similar to my pick of Jones over Bennett at defensive tackle, I'm taking the younger, and currently less proven, player over the veteran. Lewis was a somewhat unheralded stud for the Buckeyes, tallying 15.0 sacks over the last 2 seasons along with being a 2-time first-team All-B1G performer and the 2016 Conference Defensive Lineman of the Year. But obviously most of us feel like Nick Bosa is going to blow up this year and therefore justify his starting nod opposite his brother on the all-urban defense. Linebackers. Selecting a trio of linebackers was easier than I thought. Joshua Perry and Jerome Baker were in the discussion, but ultimately it wasn't hard for me to land on the following 3 guys to lead this defense. Ryan Shazier wasn't recruited by Urban but Ewell. Remember, that's not the sole criteria here, so he's a no-brainer to man an outside linebacker slot. Shazier was a straight-up tackling machine, leading the team in stops in both 2012 and 2013. His 143 tackles in Urban's second season served as the most in a single season by a Buckeye since a dude named Spielman racked up 156 in 1987. His 22.5 TFL that same season still stand as the 3rd most by a Buckeye in a single season. On the other side, Darren Lee gets my vote on the strength of a 2014 season in which he totaled 16.5 TFL, 7.5 sacks, while flashing not only supreme playmaking ability but also a talent for blanketing backs, slot guys and tight ends in coverage. New York Jets certainly recognized his talent, making him the 20th overall pick in the 2016 NFL Draft. Finally, in the middle I'm going with Raekwon McMillan. Quan posted over 100 tackles in back-to-back seasons, served as a team captain and earned first-team All-B1G and second-team All-American honors in 2016. Ryan Shazier racked up 143 tackles in 2013, the most by a Buckeye since Chris Spielman's 156 in 1987. Cornerbacks, I mean, come on. The stable of elite corners to pass through Columbus on Urban's watch is getting out of hand. At tip to you longtime 11Wers with 2 spots to fill. My final 5 included the obvious Eli Apple, Aaron Conley, Marshawn Lattimore, Bradley Roby and Denzel Ward. All 5 of these dudes were first-round NFL picks, so spare me the outrage in the comments if I didn't pick your 2 guys. The number 1 corner on my squad is Lattimore. The 11th pick in the 2017 draft, Lattimore racked up 4 picks and 9 pass breakups for the 2016 Buckeyes as most quarterbacks chose to avoid him entirely. Opposite Lattimore, I landed on Roby, by a nose, over Ward. The 31st pick of the 2014 draft, Roby totaled 3 interceptions and 13 pass breakups for the 2013 Buckeyes while also ranking 3rd on the team in tackles with 69. I love Roby's physicality and willingness to offer run support. Ward had 37 stops, 2 interceptions and 15 pass breakups for OSU in 2017. If you're curious, after Lattimore, Roby and Ward, I had Conley in the 4 hole and Apple rounding out the top 5, but can you really go wrong with any 2 players from that crop? Safeties. While choosing 2 corners was damn near impossible, selecting my starting safeties was as easy as Jenna Jameson, All-Urban Defense Paws player to Joey Bosa, DT Dre'Mont Jones and Jonathan Hankins to Nick Bosa, LB Ryan Shazier, LB Raekwon McMillan, LB Darren Lee, CB Marshawn Lattimore, S Malik Hooker, S Von Bell, CB Bradley Roby. Von Bell, a second-round pick in the 2016 draft, holds down 1 spot after a Buckeye career in which he consistently came up big in big games and left Columbus as one of the surest tacklers in school history. In 2014, Bell posted 92 stops, along with 6 int and 6 PBU, good for the most by a Buckeye safety since Mike Doss went for 107 in 2002. Alongside Bell, Malik Hooker is the other obvious choice after he went for 74 tackles and a ridiculous 7 picks, 3 returned for touchdowns, for the Buckeyes in 2016 on the way to first-team All-American and Thorpe Award finalist accolades. Hooker's range and coverage was otherworldly and teamed with the tenacity of Bell, this safety combo is elite. Again, if you're curious, while they weren't realistically in the starter conversation, I had C.J. Barnett, Christian Bryant, Tyvis Powell and Damon Webb rounding out the top 6.